I am recording this message exactly on the last day of lunar year, and just before we are stepping into the new lunar year. And Jinki 49 of the divine gift or city of rebirth is here to support us, to guide us through this transition from the year of the rat into the year of ox in the lunar calendar terminology. And as the shift happening of our emotional energies, of our deep feeling energies, of Luna, of our moons, we are reflecting and contemplating with Jinki 49 on shadow of reaction, which for me it feels like all 64 Jinkis that we have, all 64 archetypal shadow energy, are the shadows of reaction in some way. And knowing the frequency of our reaction, knowing what our reaction patterns make us do, or what our reaction patterns make us feel, is an incredible step towards our gifts, towards elevation, towards transformation of these shadows, of any shadows that we have. But any shadow that is making us more reactive. Another thing that always brings me confirmation of something that I feel or experience in my life is that the moment that I introduce something new, or the moment that I introduce, or as we go into the gift of revolution, the moment I revolutionize something within my life, and if I notice that through that change, through that transformation, through that inner revolution, that I'm experiencing less reactivity in my life, that there is more peace, that there is more surrender to my patterns, to my reaction, and then I know that that transformation was highly beneficial for my being, highly beneficial for my growth, for my life, for my aliveness. And definitely this work with gene keys, this deep, profound, gradual self-contemplation week after week on different gene keys, on different shadows, on different aspects of my individual life and our collective life, has definitely brought me more wisdom of seeing the reaction patterns, and definitely introduced more calm and more peacefulness into my daily life. And this, in a way, for me, has been a great revolution. This being less reactive has been my personal inner revolution. And I will take privilege to share with you this brief but very vivid moment of this sense of revolution that happened to me very first time in my life, after I have attended a month and a half retreat. And I had a privilege to be, in a deep nature, high in the mountains, living very simple life and following a very specific path that would invite me into the life of renunciation, life of looking at my needs and renouncing my needs and saying that, these are the patterns of my life that I have, and for this time of my life, I'm not going to follow my needs, and I'm not going to consider my needs essential. And this was a beautiful practice. Is it important to have this practice for a long time, renunciation and not considering your needs as your life path? I'm not here to answer you. Everyone decides for themselves. But having this practice as this maybe temporary exploration of who you are without your patterns, who you are potentially without all the needs that are obstructing your way, obstructing your true being, your true authentic being of who you are. So tweaking your needs, exploring your needs, and knowing which needs, which patterns in your life maybe not that essential, which patterns of your life you can revolutionize. You can bring this inner revolution to these patterns that you have in your life. And so that experience, being somewhere in retreat for some time, really gave me deep understanding of my patterns. And then once I got out of the retreat, I was very excited to get back into life, because this sense of rebirth, this sense of divine gift, the siddhi, was very, very present. And I felt this excitement and joy of living new life, in a way, living life remembering how it is to feel this inner revolution and not being so bogged down by my reactions, by my patterns. Knowing that any time that I have awareness, I can unplug, take my energy away from my patterns. And I can experience this deep sense of renovation, of revolution, of rebirth. So speaking of energy, any time that we are becoming more aware of our patterns, we are becoming our energy healers, because our patterns, unconscious, subconscious patterns, take a lot of energy from our mind, of course, first, because we are reactive to everything that is around us, but then also from our body. So reaction patterns, they literally draw energy away from our aliveness, from not only our potential, but our aliveness of feeling the most radiant, the most healthiest version of who we are, spiritually, physically, and mentally. So when we are becoming more aware of the patterns, we are liberating the path, liberating the energy, and that energy goes into nourishing our true self, nourishing our inspired, nourishing our most golden essential selves that we are. And that's where rebirth is happening, telling us that it's possible at every moment of our life, through the deep awareness. And so the path of working with our reactions is not easy. It's doing literally energy work on yourself, by yourself, with yourself, every moment of your life. But the price and the reward of this is really huge, is really great, because you are revolutionizing yourself into the rebirthing of your own self, also on a very deep, profound level of your own genetics, on your own cells, on that deep level, profound level of your own cells. And we are right now at a point that we, as a collective, bringing more light, bringing more awareness into our collective reaction patterns. We are collectively revolutionizing, creating revolution into the rebirth of what we are becoming as unity, as a unity. There's so much beauty in that vision of that rebirth of collective through individual. With gratitude and light, thank you for watching, thank you for listening.